There we are. Now at this time, we ask that you please mute your mics for the best sound experience. Otherwise, the feedback could interfere with the information we'll be sharing with you today. So without further ado, here is Miss Kim Diaz, and their presentation is ready. Over to you, Ms. Diaz. Dr. Diaz, sorry about that.
Hi, everybody. I hope you can see me okay. It looks like I'm being enveloped by darkness. So it all has to do with the angle that I'm at here. But welcome to our session. Yeah, so it's just basically how to use mindfulness to relax and focus. I'll be doing some of the mindfulness, but also Ms. Aguirre, she uses these techniques in her classes, in her math classes. So I'll also ask Ms. Aguirre to introduce herself.
Hi, yes, welcome everyone. I am Edith Aguirre. I teach math at the Mission del Paso campus back when we were face-to-face. Hopefully we will be in the fall. And in the face-to-face classes, we used to do this about a day before the exam. So if the exam was on Friday, we would host this. We would do this 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the Wednesday class. So let's show you how to do some tips on how to relax and stay focused and be ready for your final exams. So Dr. Kim Diaz will give us some background on the reasons behind and doing these relaxation techniques and how important they are for our mind so that we can focus and study and be prepared for those exams. I'll go over a breathing exercise with all of us and a vision exercise, and then maybe do a small mantra that I used to do again with the face-to-face classes. And I recorded this session and I posted this on several of the online courses, and some students have been viewing them and have received good positive feedback on them. All right, so for all the students that are in the room, what is causing students not to focus? What is causing students to have test anxiety? If you want to just open up your mic and share with us a few of your answers. Or you can type them on the chat box. They want to do well, the pressure to do well, to get high grades. That causes a lot of test anxiety, that's true. Anyone else?
Excited, excited, like you know, we're focused on whether we're going to pass or not going to pass. That get us a lot of stress about it.
Could you repeat that real quick?
Yes, of course. So excited, like either we might pass a class or we might not pass a class. That's a lot of students right now getting stressed of it.
That's true. That's true. The pressure of passing the class and feeling
Yeah.
like you're falling behind or something. That's true.
Mm.
Thank you. Andre, do you want to share anything?
Yes, ma'am. Well, with me, since I'm in the military right now, I'm actually working and attending school, so the anxiety of balancing, work life, family life, and school life, I guess that can also cause students to have anxiety as well.
That's true. You both hit on very good points, and time management is a huge factor on why we lose focus. That's true. So let's learn a little bit about the background. These were given by the Learning Center in the University of Carolina at Chapel Hill. And why do college students stress? So they gave reasons of, what you mentioned: increased responsibilities, lack of good time management, changes in eating, sleeping habits, not taking enough breaks for self-care, and then just the whole transitioning to college and being online and multitasking, right? Going to work, feeding a family, and doing homework and tests. And so during this pandemic stressful time. So all reasons. And okay, so I'll hand this over to Dr. Kim Diaz to give us the background on why this is so important.
Thank you, Ms. Aguirre. So yeah, the bottom line, I'll start with the takeaway is that when we stress out, we actually perform worse than when we're calm. And let me explain why that is. And so that, so we want to calm down in order to do our best. So with all of this, these techniques that we're sharing with you assume that you have prepared for your test or for your presentation or for your interview, right? Whatever it is at school or in life that is causing us that event, that is coming up that might maybe causing anxiety to us. So if you are prepared, then these techniques will help you take that edge off of the anxiety so that you can demonstrate how well you are prepared. And so here's what happens when this is just like basic physiology. We have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And what we want between them is balance. When we are under stress, the sympathetic nervous system is the one that kicks in. It's also called, you may know it as the fight, flight, or freeze. And the parasympathetic nervous system is the rest and digest. So I'll speak about the rest and digest for a second. So this is when we're relaxed, hopefully right now. So your immune system is working optimally. It takes care of your immune system. It takes care of your digestive system also, and your reproductive system. When we are under stress, the sympathetic nervous system, it comes on, and the parasympathetic nervous system goes in the background. So the sympathetic nervous system, it's because it senses a threat. So this goes back, to our ancestors. The ones that survived were the ones that ran away when they felt danger, right? And so we are the descendants of those that managed to get away from the saber-tooth tigers. And what happens is this is not cognitive. Your body just takes over, and you'll get a rush of adrenaline or cortisol. There's other hormones that kick in order for us to run really fast from the predator or freeze. There's animals that develop to freeze. And even us, sometimes we freeze, we don't know what to do. But the fainting goats, they freeze when there is a threat, fight, flight, or freeze, right? And sometimes to fight, if something needs to happen, there's many stories of people doing extra human ordinary things, because of all that extra human strength that we end up having, whether it's climbing or fighting, due to the rush of hormones. Those are some of the responses, but other responses that sometimes you can see animals, when they're too excited. Some of them pee, they urinate when they see like puppies, or the phrase is, we defecate in our pants, right? Because of the threat. Okay, so that's all very helpful, but here's the thing. We need to be able to distinguish between a real threat and a perceived threat. So a test or an interview or a presentation is not a real threat. Our body responds the same way with the, heightened anxiety. Your heart starts beating fast, you start breathing faster. But, ultimately, if we don't do well in our interview, in our test, or in our presentation, we're not going to die. And so when we come down, we're better able to actually remember when we're breathing properly. And Ms. Aguirre will talk a little bit more about this in a few minutes. But when we're breathing properly and when we're calm, we're not hyperventilating, we're sending and we're not tense. We're not tense. And so when we're more relaxed, all that extra energy that we were exerting on being tense, that's extra energy that you can use to perform well on the test. So it's one of the two. You can think more clearly when you are relaxed. So we change the way we're breathing. Since every emotion is directly tied to a pattern of breathing, what we do is switch it. So we breathe a certain way in order to bring about a state of relaxation. So then once you're relaxed, you can do better on your test instead of worrying about what if I don't do well on the test. Well, if you don't do well on the test, it won't be the end of life, right? And let me see. Quickly, you can see, the NBA finals just finished not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, but you can see right before the players do their penalty shots, if you notice, you see them taking a deep breath, to relax and focus. I used to do photography, and even on your phone, you can do it. If you want to take a picture that is still, inhale and exhale, and after you exhale, you click on take the picture. That's when you're the most stable, so that the picture won't come up blurry. But professional athletes of all sorts use a combination of breathing, mantras, and slash affirmations and visualization. And here you can see LeBron James taking a breather, Kobe Bryant taking, visualizing, and Michael Jordan, just having a moment to himself. So yeah, professional Olympic athletes use these techniques. Obviously, they trained, right? I mean, no matter how much you visualize, if you don't show up to practice, you're not going to perform optimally. But if you have trained and practiced, then not only are you strong in your body, but you're also strong in your mind, so that the self-doubt, doesn't creep in and undermine. You don't self-sabotage. So that's what we're sharing here with you, a variety of techniques for you to use. Once you study, then you can use these techniques to give you that extra edge. Muhammad Ali used visualization as well as affirmations or mantras. He used to say to himself and repeat it all the time, "I am the greatest." And then he would make them rhyme. He would make his affirmations rhyme. So this one, he said, "I injured a rock, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick." So you can have fun with them. You can come up with your own. We give you here in a few minutes, we're going to give you examples of some affirmations or mantras that you can use, but you can have fun with them, and say, be more specific. Maybe we can at the end of the presentation, we can help you come up with some practice coming up with your own affirmations that work for you. And let me see. Yeah, so that's the gist of it, and then we can answer questions later. But that's physiologically what is happening. If we calm down, then we can perform better. Back to you, Ms. Aguirre.
Awesome, thank you. So yes, let's get started in practicing these. And It's going to be feel a little bit awkward if this is the first time you're doing this, and that's okay. The whole idea behind this is to get started, and it takes practice, just like with anything, to learn how to calm down and take that deep breath and really focus on what you're doing in front. Because sometimes when we're studying for something like or just under a lot of pressure, even just walking out of the house, remember you're like, oh, I forgot my keys. Oh, I forgot my cell phone. Oh, I forgot this. And so we tend to blank out. And so let's learn how to breathe. I know we're breathing here because we're all alive, but really breathing. So how do we breathe? Okay, so we're going to show you a diagram, and Dr. Kim Diaz is going to outline how to breathe deeply, and then time us for like maybe 1 or 2 minutes to really breathe deeply with our diaphragm, and then you give us some feedback. Okay, so right now if you are sitting, make sure to push your back all the way to the rest position, and put your neck a little relaxed if you have support, or just relax those shoulders, and hear us out until we tell you, at the end for feedback. Okay, so go ahead, Dr. Diaz.
Can you hear the heavy breathing in the background? I hope so.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, great. In fact, okay, perfect. So basically what we do when we're under stress, and most of us just typically what we do is we just breathe with 2/3 of our lung capacity. We don't breathe in with our belly too. So what you want to do is when you breathe, you can put one of your palms on your belly and just push out with it, So you can't see me and you can't really see my belly, but just go ahead and inhale from your nose, but fill in your belly as though it was a balloon. And then when you exhale through your mouth. And so inhale from your nose, and then exhale through your mouth, and just focus on your belly expanding and then coming back in, right, when you exhale. So I'm gonna shut off my AC over there because it's making a lot of noise, so we can hear the breathing better. But go ahead and just follow the breathing, and I'll time us for about a minute. So go ahead and begin.
Two more deep breaths. When you exhale, really push those shoulders down. Exhale all that tension around your neck. All right, so you can open your eyes now. How do you feel? Andre, Brian, Patricia?
I feel
Definitely.
great.
You feel great. It's amazing. There's so much oxygen that we lack. Did anyone feel lightheaded? Someone said a little sleepy.
No, I wasn't
Huh?
hyperventilating.
You were hyperventilating.
No, that like I felt great. Like I feel like if you do it too quickly, you're just hyperventilating and you start to feel faint.
That's true. That's true. That's so true. We've had some students say they feel a little lightheaded, and that's sometimes that happens when we actually don't have enough oxygen, and we finally get a deep breath of oxygen rushed into our brain. And so usually when you're taking an exam, a common thing that occurs is students say, oh, I blanked out. I studied. I know I've been doing this. I have it. I've done the homework and I've done the review and I just blanked out. And it's because of stress. And so I usually recommend for them to breathe deeply, just put the pencil down and relax in their chair and take the couple of deep breaths and it will come to you. Sometimes that does happen. Mm, awesome. Okay, so moving on. So now that we learned how to breathe, um, this vision is also, I would do this with the class in face-to-face, and I would mention to them, for them to, after learning how to do it, take a deep breath, I would ask them to vision, see the exam. So this is assuming you have studied, you have gone to tutoring, you have stopped by the review session, and now you're ready for the test. So close your eyes, and I would like for the students to try it. So just close your eyes, and I want you to really see and picture that exam after taking it. So look at yourself. What are you feeling? What are you seeing on paper? You have done a great job all semester. You put in a lot of work, a lot of time, and you studied for that exam. So what are you seeing on that paper? Are you smiling? Are you looking up? Really picture it. Who's around you? Where are you sitting? Are you sharing it with a family member, with your parents, with your kids? You're feeling relief, Patricia, that it's finally done. That's true. All right, so open your eyes. And Andrea, Brian, what did you see? What did you picture? What was going through your mind when you were visioning this exam back?
Well, I was picturing like a good grade, that I'm gonna pass that final exam.
Awesome.
Yeah, same for me. I feel like, with you putting the effort as well as you envisioning it, you'll make it happen.
That's true. That's so true. Well, I'm glad you guys, if you are taking finals this week, you are ready, halfway there. Seeing it is a big part of being able to focus and studying and doing the right stuff, being present and reviewing the material so we can remember it longer for the exam date. So, great job. Okay, so this is what we used to do in the face-to-face class, like I mentioned to you. And usually students would open their eyes and see the plus A, and some would say, "Oh, that's the same A I was seeing on paper." So this is great that you were able to see that, and of course a relief that all of that pressure from studying and everything is over. So that's great. All right, moving on to the last thing, the positive affirmations. So like Dr. Kim Diaz mentioned, Muhammad Ali used to use these a lot, and we're going to practice this for an exam, and I would like for you to repeat after me. So if you have your microphone on, I'm sorry, if you can turn on your microphone, and then just repeat after me the 3 affirmation phrases. So you can look at your screen so you can see what I'm saying. I am fully prepared for this test.
I
I
I
am
am
fully
prepared
prepared
for this
for
test.
this test.
Great job. I am fully prepared for this test.
I
I am fully prepared for this test.
You gotta believe it. I am fully prepared for this test.
I am
I
fully
am fully prepared for this test.
Awesome. Okay, that's positive affirmation number 2. I remember the information for it.
I
I
remember
remember the
Information
information
for it.
for it.
I remember the information for it.
I
I
remember
remember the information for it.
For it.
I remember the information for it.
I remember
I
the
remember the
information.
information for it.
And lastly, the 3rd affirmation, I am confident and sure of myself.
I am
I am
confident.
confident and sure of myself.
I am confident and sure of myself.
I am
I am
confident.
confident and
Sure.
sure of myself.
I am confident and sure of myself.
I am
I
confident.
am confident and sure of myself.
Awesome. And then you stand with your chest up high, take a deep breath, and your head up straight. And you practice these 3 positive affirmations until you believe them. So when you practice these enough times, and again, you can make up your own. You love the last one, Patricia. Well, thank you. Once you make up your own, you can make up any phrases, any 3 phrases, or any 1 phrase, and just repeat it enough times to you will believe that, and it will become a reality. So let me give you a minute or so, and I would like for you to write down 1 positive affirmation for you, and it could be about anything, just something for yourself. So let me give you a minute quietly on your time, and then I'll let you know, open the mic for you to share any positive affirmation that you would like, and I'll share mine that I have in my mirror. So that is mine there on the chat box. I am confident that I can accomplish all of my tasks today. Brian and Andre, you want to share your positive affirmation?
Mine is that I feel motivated
You feel motivated. Great.
to work hard.
You feel motivated to work hard. Thank you.
Yes, I will make every day better than the last one. So just every day is a new day, new chance,
Be-
new opportunity. So yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. Yes, that's great. So again, say it with confidence every single day, and you will believe that, and it will become true. So try that for a couple of weeks. Start off with 1 week. If you forget, I post mine right in the mirror right after brushing my teeth, and I say it out loud. And sometimes you wake up and you're slouched over, right? And you're like, oh, my energy's not too well today. But once you take a couple of deep breaths and stretch that neck out and bring oxygen to your brain, you'll believe that statement. So practice that. Awesome. So on your own time, I would encourage you to, if you have finals, especially this week, try these breathing, vision, mantra exercises. Do them as often as you can, and we're virtual, so you can just put your microphone on mute and do these a few, 5 minutes, and then go back into continuing with your test. So do this just to build that confidence and uh, getting you focused onto the tasks that you need to do. So this is what we used to do. Again, if I had a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, we would do this on a Wednesday if your exam was on Friday. And we had a lot of students that at the beginning, they would keep their eyes open, or they would giggle, or they wouldn't try it, and then the next time they would say, oh, I tried the breathing exercise at home and it really helped, or I was really stressed, from my this and that that's going on at the house, so I took a couple of deep breaths and it helped. So just breathing really, really helps, and you can see this with several um, circumstances when there's an argument or something, and then someone actually finally takes a deep breath and says, okay, and then they address the issue. So that happens a lot. So it just takes some practice, and I highly encourage you to try this on your own. Dr. Diaz, would you like to say anything else?
Yeah, I would like to add, I don't know if you feel overwhelmed, I often do by all the work that we have, right? Work and family and anything else that you may have going on. So some of the mantras that they're sayings that we have. Easy does it. I don't know if you have heard that one. That's one that sometimes I just have to tell myself, okay. And then there's another one, I think it goes like this: slow and steady wins the race, or maybe I'm making it up, but something like that. So it's, because sometimes we get so overwhelmed that we shut down. Whether it's you, when you're sitting down to take your exam, you take a look at the exam and there's like 100 questions, it looks like, right? Or you get the syllabus on the first day of classes and it looks like there's so much work. But instead of just shutting down and procrastinating, or not actually doing it, just get going, just a little bit at a time, and before you know it, it'll get done. I ranked.
Yes. And so these are just 3 techniques, but we got these from the Accelerative Learning Companion for College Students, and it's a very short read, a very small book by our very own counselor. He used to be a counselor here at Valle Verde campus for EPCC, Dr. Jose Baltazar, and he was excellent in helping our students. And in there, as a math student that has math test anxiety goes to his office, and he goes through the interactions and discussions that he has with her. And so it's a great read. I had a student read it one time that came to the office and said, I'm just too stressed. I got all this stuff going on. And I kind of just said, here's a book. You want to read this? And it was like a 180 turn. He came back and he was so relaxed. And he's like, oh, I, just focused. And you're right, you're right. It's not that his terminology really changed about math, because he entered and said, I hate math, I'm not good at math, I've never been good at math, and blah blah blah, all this negativity. And so this book turned him around. And so I just wanted to share this resource, and it is at our EPCC libraries if you want to check it out, for free for all students. Okay, so are there any questions?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate this, and we're hopefully you can practice the 3 tools here, or check out that book. If you want to read that on your own time, and let us know. Give us some feedback of how it went. We'll be sharing the recorded URL with Patricia if she wants to share it out, but I think this is being recorded. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, it is recorded. We upload it to the Tejano Virtual Events YouTube channel. So let me go ahead and I'll share that link with them, and then they can, when I upload it this afternoon, they can see the playlist. It's got today's Tejano virtual event in there, and it'll have everybody from last semester, this semester, fall semester. All of them are going to be updated to the same YouTube playlist, which is now in the chat. Before I wrap everything up, I just wanted to take a moment and thank both of our wonderful presenters for presenting today, Dr. Kim Diaz and Miss Edith Aguirre. Thank you so much. I really did enjoy it, especially, the breathing exercises, the mantra. I feel ready to take on the world. But for real, thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you to the audience for coming today. Before I let you go, I'm going to go ahead and share that Tejano passport code for today's session. Let me go ahead, copy, and I'll paste that into the chat for you guys, just in case you're collecting Tejano passport points for that free medallion. I can also share the flyer to that for you guys as well. Let me take a look. There we go. And so this will wrap up the end of the semester for our Tejano virtual events. We will be having Tejano virtual events in the fall, and we definitely hope to see you there. And we want to thank you for coming today. Everyone, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, ma'am. You too.
Thank you,
Thank
Miss.
you. Thank you all.
Bye, y'all. Have a nice day.
Bye. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.